Hello and welcome to your yoga practice. Today we'll be moving through a kind of slower style vinyasa flow with a focus on opening into the heart space, so the chest, our rib cage, our shoulders, but really from this intentionally grounded space, both energetically, physically, and even in where our breath is moving. So for this practice, you'll need a mat or a space to practice on, of course. And then the only other thing you really need is a strap. So this, you might have a yoga strap, but you can also use anything that resembles something like this. It doesn't even need to be that sturdy for what we're doing today. So it could be a ribbon, it could be the strap of a dressing gown, things like that. So maybe pause the video, find something that would work for that. And then you might also like some yoga blocks, a cushion, a bolster, but if you don't have anything like that, you won't necessarily need it. We will be starting in a comfortable seat, so you could sit like I am on your shins, maybe elevating your hips on a block. You can also sit cross-legged or in whatever way feels most comfortable for you. Keep your strap or whatever you're using nice and close nearby. We'll be using that while we're seated. But to begin with, hands down on your thighs or your knees to really ground. And then once you find that nice tall spine, closing down your eyes or softening your gaze, turning your awareness inward. And acknowledging this initial shift from your day, perhaps from a state of autopilot and movement into a state of awareness, deep consciousness, a little more stillness. And taking a moment to tune into your heart. Start to connect with your why for practicing yoga today. That deep reason, deep intention for showing up. It might be one word or a short sentence that you can use to form your intention for this practice. These words that really allow us to stay grounded in the deeper reason and purpose that we come to this practice. And you can use these words or word to ground you back if you feel yourself wandering away, getting scattered. But for now, letting go of those words, taking a full breath in. Parting your lips, a clearing sigh out. Coming into some diaphragmatic breaths. You can keep your hands where they are, or you might like to bring your hands down low onto your belly, keeping your arms relatively relaxed here. And start to really consciously breathe down into the hands, down into your belly. With each breath, you'll find a little bit more length and ease, no need to rush. A grounded breath all the way down the length of the spine, filling up the belly like a balloon into the hands, into the sides of your waist, maybe even feeling the lower back spread. And on each exhale, feeling this balloon of your belly slowly deflate and return back to the center towards your spine. Great. From here, you'll find your strap bring it around you, so unwind it, and bring it around your lower ribs, so just underneath your chest. And you're wrapping it behind you and then around you, crossing it over, just so it's lightly wrapping around your kind of upper waist and lower ribs. And then kind of relax your elbows in towards you and down, shoulders relax. And you don't need to be tightening this like a corset, it's just so that you can feel that it's there. And then come back to those belly breaths. You won't have the hands there, so really tune into sending the breath down low into your belly below that strap. And you might feel at the top of the inhale, the strap expand as you start to draw the breath from the belly just into your lower ribs. The exhale, before the breath moves into the chest, pours out from the lower ribs and out the belly, everything drawing back towards the midline. Kind of finding a two-part breath here. Into the lower lungs, so that we're really using the diaphragm, the muscle at the base of the lungs that helps us to breathe fully and healthily. You might start to notice as you continue breathing in this way that your body is wanting to breathe up into your chest now at the top of those inhales. When you reach that natural point, gently release your strap. And now we're going to bring this tactile support up into the chest, and specifically the outer chest. So kind of like you had with the strap, you're crossing your arms and bringing your four fingers underneath your armpits to the outside of your chest, and then the thumb just rests in front of the armpits. Again, relaxing your elbows, your shoulders, closing down your eyes. And again, starting the breath in a grounded way down in the belly. It expands into those lower ribs and then maybe expands outward into the chest, up towards the collarbones. And your exhale pours down in the opposite direction, releasing first from the upper chest, then the lower ribs, and then the belly. Full yogic breathing. And just like we breathe into our bellies in this really four-dimensional way, like a balloon, you might feel into how you can breathe in that same way into the chest, into the front of the heart, into where your hands are, the outer chest, and into the back of your chest, feeling that spreading of your shoulder blades slightly as you inhale and the contraction as you exhale. Taking one more full breath here. And when you're ready, gently release the hands. They might land open now on your thighs. Releasing all control of your breath, just notice how you feel. From here, if you're not already sitting cross-legged, make your way there. Move your strap out of the way, we won't be needing it for a while. And if you have been sitting cross-legged, you might just like to swap the cross of your legs. And if you have something under your sitting bones, take that out. Sit nice and tall on your sitting bones. And as you inhale, you'll reach your arms out and up, extending through the sides of your body. You might gaze up. And as you exhale, twist towards the left, bringing your left fingertips behind you, right hand to the knee. Breathing in again, grow your spine nice and tall, lifting the crown of your head. And as you exhale, you might gaze over your back shoulder, twisting and stretching into the neck. And even as you twist here, can you sense how your breath always starts in that grounded way, down in your belly? On your next breath in, turn to face the front again. Keep your right hand where it is and reach your left arm up and over, opening into that left side body. You might like to bring your left hand behind your head if that's more comfortable here. Otherwise, extending it long, maybe gazing under left armpit, taking one more breath in. And breath out brings you back to center. Hands landing on the knees, take a moment. Inhale, reach out and up. Gaze lifts. Exhale, twist the opposite way towards the right. Left hand to the knee this time. Right fingertips land. Another breath in, grow the crown of your head tall. On the breath out, maybe gazing over that back shoulder. On your next inhale, turn to face the front. Keep your left hand on the knee, reaching up and over towards the left. Maybe hand behind the head if that was more comfortable. Maybe gazing under the armpit. Full breath in to the left side weight, to the right side waist, Breath out. Return to center again. Take a moment in neutral. Feel how those two shapes rebound, unwind in the body. And from here, coming into a little neck circle, sending your right ear towards right shoulder, circling the chin down, and over to the other side. Coming upright, and one more to the other direction, left ear, left shoulder. Getting into the back of the neck, the left side opening. And back to center. From here, please make your way towards a tabletop shape. Coming onto hands and knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Hasta Bandha. This is our hand lock. This way that we ground into our hands so that we can find strength in our shoulders, our chest, spaciousness in the heart. From here, inhale, press into your hands, lift your tailbone, widen your collarbone, send your heart forward. Exhale, press the earth away through hands, through shins as you draw chin to chest. A few more like that, inhaling, lowering the belly, lifting your heart. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Once more. Coming back to center, take a breath in, lift your heart, tuck your toes under. And as you exhale, downward facing dog, lift your knees, peel your hips back. You might need to step the hands or the feet a little bit further away to find the shape here. Keep a little bend in your knees so you're really prioritizing lengthening your spine, pressing the earth away through those grounded hands. drawing your ribs in, wrapping your armpits in towards one another in front of your chest. So your heart is contained but open. As you inhale, come high to the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, gaze forward, exhale. At the bottom of the breath out, step forward 1 foot at a time, finding a forward fold at the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in, fingertips somewhere along your legs, shoulder blades draw back. Exhale, fold. Stay here for a little. You might take opposite hands to opposite elbows, maybe you sway side to side, finding space through the whole back line of the body, from the feet to the crown of your head. Take a halfway lift, breathing in, gazes down here. Exhale, fold. Let your arms relax down, hands heavy. Then press into your feet, bend your knees and start to roll up like a rag doll, stacking the bones of your spine one at a time. Tadasana. Crown lifting tall, arms relaxed by your sides. Draw your hands towards your heart center into Anjali Mudra, a little space between your palms. Remember your intention. Those words from the beginning of practice, let them ground you back into your purpose here. As you next breathe in, reach your arms out and up. Urdhva Hastasana, palms pressed together in Anjali at the top. And as you exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your hips, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. As you next breathe in, sit your hips back, reach your arms forward and up. Find your chair, Utkatasana. Weight is in your heels here. Deep bend in your knees, but you should be able to see your toes. Ground down into the big toe edge of your feet. Draw your navel in and up. You might find a slight tuck of your tailbone. Grounded through the legs. Lifting your heart forward. Take a breath in. Cactus your arms, elbows back. Exhale, reach forward. Once more like that. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, reach, sit a little lower. One more breath in and stillness. Breath out, fold. Send your hips high, head heavy. Halfway lift, breathing in, lengthen out that spine. As you breathe out, fold, heel to your feet as wide as your mat. Toes out, heels slightly in, and sit into your Malasana Yogi squat. Hips sink low, you might bring hands to heart, or if it's more comfortable to keep them grounded on the earth or maybe on blocks, go with that. Pressing feet into the earth, hugging inner thighs energetically towards one another, and feel how that lifts your spine up a little taller. Find your breath, building from the belly up towards the ribs. Pouring down the opposite way as you ground down into your feet a little more. Take one more breath in like that. And then plant your hands, send your hips high. And then from here, keep your right foot exactly where it is and step your left leg back in space. So you're in a lizard lunge, lowering the back knee, you might untuck the toes. From here, land your left hand to the ground, right arm reaches up. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach your right arm back. You might stay here, gazing towards right thumb. Maybe you kick into the back foot and maybe catch a hold of the foot if that's there for you. You could come onto the outside blade edge of that front foot. Maybe you gaze over that shoulder. You could move here, you could stay in stillness. You've got about 3 breaths. Final breath in. Gently release whatever twist or bind you have on the breath out, landing your right hand to earth again. And then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, malasana. Sit down, maybe hands to heart. Find that strength, that press away through the feet, that magnetization of inner thighs in and up, lifting heart to thumbs. Breathing in. Breathing out, hips high, hands land. Stepping right leg back to the opposite side, lower the back knee, untuck your toes. Right hand lands as left arm reaches high, breathe in. Breathing out, left arm reaches back and it can stay here in a twist. You could be kicking into that back foot. Maybe winging out the left knee. 3 full breaths wherever you've landed. Last breath in, let it come from the belly. Gently release on your breath out. Land both hands, tuck the back toes, lift your back knee. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of the hand, malasana. Just 1 breath in. Fold forward, breath out. Heel toe your feet back to hips distance. Take a halfway lift, breathing in. Exhale, fold. Chair, last time, sit your hips back, reach your arms high. Settle in, weight into your heels. As you breathe in, cactus, widen across your collarbones, keep your belly engaged. Exhale, sit a little lower, reach forward. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, sink and reach. 1 more breath in stillness. This time on your breath out, stand tall, Tadasana. Maybe you close your eyes and tune into what's shifting, what's swirling. Hands could land somewhere on your body if that feels supportive here. Slowing down your breaths. Feeling energy in the legs, energy in the heart, aliveness through your whole being. Taking 1 more full breath in here. And a clearing breath out. Inhale, reaching out and up once more, grow tall. As you exhale, fold, hands peel through heart center. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Draw your shoulders back. Exhale, fold and step your left leg back. Lower your knee, untuck your toes. From here, inhale, reach forward and up, palms pressed together. Exhale, thumbs to heart center, Anjali Mudra. From here, wrap your right hip back towards you, like you're trying to drag that right heel back while keeping the knee above the heel. And then send your left hip forward by imagining that you're dragging that left knee forward on the earth, creating this magnetization, support, and strength through your legs. Then from here, inhale, reach up, drawing navel in, heart lifts. Exhale, bend from your elbows, thumbs come to the back of your heart. Grounded in the belly, in the ribs even as they hug in. And then you're lifting only from heart center. Maybe there's a very subtle back bend. From here, take a hold of your left elbow with your right hand and breathe in, grow even taller. As you breathe out, bend over towards the right, opening into the left side of your heart and waist. You might also feel this through the front of your left hip. Take another breath in, open up a little more. Exhale, come back through center. Extend your front leg, release the arms, half Hanuman. Option to use your blocks here. You might step your front heel forward so the back knee is above the back hip is above the back knee. You're finding this long spine here. Again, right hip draws back, left hip forward. Take a breath in. On your breath out, twist, bringing your hands or maybe your blocks around to the right side, to the outside of your right leg. So you're twisting into your spine and slightly opening into left side body. You might gaze over your right shoulder. Right, walk your hands back to frame off that front foot. Inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, rebend that front foot. Plant your left hand down, right arm reaches up. Lift your back knee by tucking those back toes. Simple twist. Inhale. As you exhale, right hand lands, left foot steps forward. Forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathing in. Fold, breathing out. Stepping right leg back. Setting up for the other side, lower the back knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up, palms come together at the top, and thumbs to heart at your exhale. Right hip and knee dragging forward as left hip draws back. Steady your gaze. Draw your navel in and up. Grow tall out the crown of your head. Inhale, lift your palms to the sky. Exhale, bend from your elbows, thumbs to the back of your neck or heart. Lifting only from heart center. Keep that grounding through the legs. Don't lose that integrity. And then maybe take a hold of right elbow with left hand. Take another breath in. Exhale, side bend towards the left. Opening to right side all the way from the elbow down towards the hip. One more breath in. Exhale, return to center, release that bind. Find your half Hanuman, blocks or no blocks. Drag that front heel forward. Find this long spine, left hip dragging back, right hip dragging forward. Inhale. On your exhale, walk your hands or maybe hands on blocks to the outside of your left leg. You might gaze over left shoulder. Feeling that opening through right side body as left side compresses now. Breathing in. Breathing out. Come back through center. One more full breath here. And then inhale, rebend your front knee. Pick up your back knee, simple twist. Right hand down, left arm up, breathing in. Breathing out, left hand lands. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, reach out and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold straight away, hands through heart. Halfway lift, breathing in. Fold, plant your hands and step your feet back one at a time, high plank, Kumbhakasana. From here, knees could be down on the earth or they could be lifted, totally up to you. Wherever you are, Hasta Bandha hand lock presses the mat away. Suction cup through your hands, slight doming through your upper back. Draw your navel in, breathe in. Shoulders over your wrists, elbows back, lower down to your belly, breathing out. When you come down, fingertips wide off the edges of your mat, elbows high. Teepee through the hands, press into the fingertips, palms lifted. Breathing in, striking cobra, peel your chest and head up. Breathing out, peel back down, elbows high. Forehead lands last. Once more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Plant your hands, press back, child's pose. Hips to heels, forehead to earth. A little moment to really reground. Then inhale, come up to a tabletop, tuck your toes under, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and lift your right heel up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw your knee to nose, round through your upper back. Step your foot between your hands, lower your back knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, palms together as you reach them up. Exhale, bend from the elbows, lift from the heart, legs, navel are steady. Right hand to left elbow, breathing in. Side bend to the right as you breathe out. Stay for one more breath in. On your breath out, return, release the arms, pyramid this time. Lifting the back knee as you extend the front leg. You might step your back toes in slightly. Maybe your front toes lift to your face and you can use blocks here again. Take a little halfway lift through your spine, breathing in. As you breathe out, walk the hands again to the outside of the right foot or leg. Maybe gazing behind you over right shoulder. Keep sending that right hip back, left hip forward as much as you can. Breathe in. On your breath out, walk the hands to frame off the front foot and then continue to walk the hands over towards the left side, turning all 10 toes to face this side of the mat with you. Taking a halfway lift here. And then as you exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Head hangs heavy. Hands might come in line with your feet or you might reach them through your legs. Inhale, take a halfway lift, hands in front of your face. Draw your heels in, toes out, bend into your knees and rise up, find a goddess. So knees are bent, hands come to heart center when you find that tall spine. Thinking more of a plie shape here with a nice long line rather than a squat with your butt sticking out. From here, as you inhale, cactus your arms wide. And as you exhale, draw hands back towards center like you're really recentering yourself. Inhale, open wide, take up space. Exhale, pull everything in and settle. Let's add a count in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 4. Out, 4. Once more with your own count. Sink a little deeper. From here, you'll find a warrior 2. Right knee bends, turn the toes to the top of your mat. Back heel turns out. This is more of a transition, but find that space across your arms. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your arms to frame off your front foot. Come to the ball of your back foot and then lower the back knee. Take a breath in. On your breath out, child's pose. Right shin moves back to meet the left. Bring your arms back down by your shins. And as you inhale, lift your hips. Come onto your shins. Arms open wide into a cactus. Exhale, call everything in. Forearms in front of you. And then arms down by your legs. Once more like that. Inhale, take up space, cactus. Exhale, curling into a little ball. Reach your arms forward. Inhale, tabletop, open your heart, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, round the upper spine. Step your foot between your hands. Lower your back knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, reach forward, palms together. Bend from your elbows, exhale. Navel in, legs strong. Taking a hold of right elbow with left hand, breathe in, grow long through the sides of your body. Exhale, side bend towards the left. One more breath in. And one more breath out. I lied. One more breath in. Release through center on your breath out. Frame off your front leg. Tuck your back toes as you extend your front leg. You might step that back foot in slightly. Pyramid. Maybe there's a little halfway lift here, drawing your heart forward. And then walk your hands somewhere along the outside of that left foot or leg. You might gaze over left shoulder behind you. One more breath in. On your breath out, walk the hands around that front foot and over to the edge of your mat. Turning all 10 toes to face the edge. Heels might point out even here. Taking a halfway lift again. And as you exhale, folding in, wide-legged fold. Any variation with your arms is welcome. Head heavy. Grounding and containing our hearts so that then we can open them from a place of stability. Slow, full breath in. Long breath out. Fingertips land under shoulders, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Turn your heels in so toes and then knees point out as they bend. Rising up, hands to heart, goddess. Strong through the legs for that support. Lift your crown tall. This time, expand your arms wide, opening across your heart. You might smile here. Drawing your breath, maybe even from your feet into your belly and then up into the chest as it pours out the arms. Each exhale a chance to deepen the bend in the legs. Soften into this wide opening into the heart. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Warrior two. Left knee stays bent, toes pointing forward directly. Extend the back leg. Find that width across the heart again. Inhale, reverse, left arm up and back. Exhale, windmill your arms to frame off your front foot. Ball of the back foot, knee lowers to earth. Inhale. Child's pose. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Inhale, pelvis forward, lift onto your shins, cactus your arms. Exhale, curling into yourself. Two more like that. You might close your eyes. And then settle into your child's pose. Coming upright towards a seat. Then bring your hips over to one side, swing your legs forward and find your strap or your variation of a strap that you're using today. So extending both your legs forward into Dandasana, our rod. Strap is just sitting nearby us. And from here, you'll bring your right knee in towards your chest and then step your right foot to the outside of the left leg, knees stacking. So we're setting up for shoelace or Gomukhasana. Your left leg could stay extended, or you might like to hug that knee in, so you're mimicking kind of what you're doing with that top leg. And sometimes it could be nice to kind of lift the hips and either bring a block underneath your sacrum or simply ground down through your hips a little more evenly to earth. Whatever you can do to find a nice tall spine, feeling into the outer hips here. Then find your strap, please. And bring your strap over your left shoulder so that there's plenty of space behind you. So it doesn't matter how much of the strap you have in front of you, but you want nice and a lot of the strap behind you. And then bring your arms nice and wide like we did in Goddess, breathing in. As you breathe out, right thumb turns down, palm back, and send that hand back behind you as your left arm reaches up and then back towards the strap as well. And you're holding onto the strap with both hands. Top elbow is reaching high. The bottom elbow is reaching nice and low. Opening across the chest, you might creep the hands closer towards each other along the strap as far as they can go. And then from here, can you hug your ribs in? Draw your chin up and back so you're staying long through the back of your neck. And find your breath. Remembering that breath we practiced at the beginning. The inhale, starting by filling your lower belly. And then from there, it starts to rise up and out into the ribs, maybe up towards the armpits, shoulders, collarbones. And the exhale pours out in the opposite direction from the chest down until it empties finally out your belly. Slowly release your hands from the strap and unwind. Take your strap over towards the other side and unravel your legs, leaning back to unravel one or both legs. Extend again. I'm going to stay sitting up on my block. You might like to do the same if your hips have been elevated. We'll come on to the other side. So left knee comes to stack on top of the right, and then totally optional to have that bottom knee come in as well. Bottom foot, sorry. Again, take your time to adjust. So we're really prioritizing this long spine, full trunk that we're breathing into. And then your strap is coming over your right shoulder. Take your time to adjust. I need to a little. Open your arms wide as you breathe in when you're ready. As you exhale, it's your left thumb down, palm back, sending that hand back behind you, bending into the elbow. Top arm does the opposite thing, like what we've been doing in the lunges. Taking hold of the strap, maybe creeping hands towards one another. And then check you have that space for your lungs, tucking your chin in, space through the back of your neck, hugging your ribs in and softening your belly slightly. Inhaling into that soft belly, rising up through the lower ribs into the upper ribs and chest. Exhale, pouring out the chest, then the mid-trunk, the lower ribs, and then the belly. As you breathe into your belly, your diaphragm expands downward, and there's this space created in the lungs around the heart for expansion. Only by sending the diaphragm down, by grounding the breath at the base, can we find this full capacity for expansion around the heart. Gently releasing hands from strap, unwinding your shoulders. Strap moves to the side. And again, leaning back to gently unwind. We might take a moment just in a seat here. Legs could be extended, they could be hugged in some way. Arms by your side, so you're lengthening out your spine and feeling how the shoulders are responding. We have one more strong opening. So you'll come onto your hands and knees. You won't need that strap again. So move that off to the side. Stacking hands under shoulders and particularly hips over your knees, and try to keep that alignment through the back body. Drawing your navel back towards your spine. And then starting to walk your hands forward, one palm at a time, until you're reaching so far forward that with your hips above your knees, you'll start to sink your heart between your shoulders towards earth into puppy melting heart. Your forehead could be down, you might even have some support of a prop. Or if you feel like you want to open up into your throat, your chin could land instead. Taking one more breath in here. And as you breathe out, forearms down, roll yourself forward onto your belly into Sphinx. Elbows are underneath your shoulders. A bit more of a gentle opener. Belly heavy, backs of the legs relaxed. And then from here, slide your left knee out to the side. So you're coming into a half frog. Heels somewhat in line with the back knee, but it doesn't have to be. And then lift your left elbow and wrap your right arm underneath it. So you're landing face down on that right arm. And then left hand could support your forehead, or maybe there's a block for under your forehead. So you're opening into the back of the right shoulder and a little bit into the left hip here. With each exhale, allow yourself to get nice and heavy into the earth. And then from here, you'll lift your head slightly and keep threading that right arm underneath you so that you can start to roll open onto the back of your body. Left arm opens wide and you're in a twist. You might need to shift your hips a little over to the right as you arrive. Maybe your right hand comes to the right knee and you might gaze over your left shoulder. Like we did in that first twist at the beginning, even with this twisted shape in the lungs, can you breathe down into the belly? Great. Bringing your left hand back over towards the right. And take your time to simply roll back onto your belly and back into Sphinx, extending both legs behind you, forearms grounded. From here, your right knee comes out in line with the hip, half frog. Lifting your right elbow, slide your left arm underneath you, grounding the chest down onto that shoulder, forehead towards the hand or maybe a block. Letting the earth take your weight each time you exhale, just a little bit more. And from here, lifting your head, your chest enough to slide your left arm further under you so that you can start to open right arm in the opposite direction. Again, you might shift the hips over towards the left so you can ground the back of your heart a little more. Left hand might come to the knee, you might gaze over your right arm. Breathing into your belly. And then this time you'll roll from here onto your back, lengthening out your legs, or you might even like to hug them in towards your chest. You might need to shift a little to come to the center of your mat again. Hugging knees in. And then finding a happy baby. Hands to the outside of your feet, your ankles or your calves, and then lifting your knees, the soles of your feet to the sky. Your feet to the sky and knees open wide. Elbows to the inside of your legs. Pressing lower back down and away from you. Shoulders are grounded, back of your head grounded. You might rock to side here a little. And when you're ready, releasing the feet and setting up for your final rest in Shavasana. You might simply extend your legs long, or maybe there's a blanket, cushions for under your knees or your head. You might cover your eyes. Take your time to settle, create a space of comfort for your body. Taking one full conscious breath in from the belly, into the ribs, up to your collarbone, pausing at the top, and part your lips and slowly exhale, every part of you softening. Simply receiving here. Nothing to do, no one to be. Just rest in the presence, the wisdom and the light of your heart. I'll guide you out when it's time. Taking a slow breath back into your body. And a soft, sweet breath out. Soaking in what's here. Absorbing it like a sponge into your cells, into your bones, into your heart. Bringing back some movement when you feel ready into fingers and toes. Stretching arms and legs. And as you feel ready, no rush, guiding yourself to a comfortable seat. Where you might bring hands together at heart center and bow down towards your heart. May you find ways to stay grounded and steady. And may you use this steadiness to open into your full potential and let your light shine through. Closing with a clearing breath together, breathing in and breathing out. Namaste.